everyone. I'm Meredith with Soul Navigation, and welcome to my seduction series. Today, it's all about Aquarius, and we are going to have so much fun. If you want to know more about me, who am I? Just go down to the notes section and you can read all about me, even more than you ever wanted to. But for real, my name is Meredith, and I have been an evolutionary astrologer for 23 years. I have a really big, happy practice. I love what I'm doing, and I've expanded over here to YouTube. I am in my Sexy Seduction Series, and today it's all about Aquarius, and we're going to talk about how to make an Aquarius fall madly in love with you, how to seduce an Aquarius, how to have your way with an Aquarian. Aquarians are really interesting, aren't they? They're kind of quirky, and they're unique. They're very individuated, and they're sort of uncompromising. So they're fascinating. This is going to be a little bit naughty, and I'm going to teach you pretty much everything you need to know about keeping the Aquarian in your life totally satisfied. So I hope you're liking this series so far, and I don't want you to miss out. So please, please, please help me get to 10,000 subscribers by January 1st. That's my personal goal, and I'm almost there. Go subscribe to my channel and ring the little bell, because I am uploading content every single Sunday at 9:30. Just think Sundays with Soul Navigation at 9:30 in the morning, and you'll get my next video in this series. And then I'm doing some surprise content here and there in the middle of the week when I can get to it in between my clients in my own practice. Okay, so first I want to say the nicest thing about being involved with an Aquarius is that these people don't want to own your body, your mind, or your soul. But what is perplexing about them is why not? Why don't you want to own my body, my mind, or my soul, right? But in truth, it's actually really refreshing. If you've been involved with other types that have not let you keep your autonomy, this is actually really, really exciting. So I'm going to give you my 10 seduction tips on how to make your Aquarius fall madly, passionately, crazy about you, and never, ever, ever even think of leaving you. So you're not going to find this material in a book, because I wrote this material based on my 140 or 50,000 readings, I stopped counting, that I've done in my career and through my own personal experiences. And I'll tell you some of those fun stories deeper into the video, but stick with me, because I saved the best for last. I want you to have all of this. And Aquariuses, if you haven't noticed, they are complicated. They are so complicated. They're brainiacs. They are so super smart. So first, you should know that this is probably the most commitment romantic phobe that there is out of all 12 signs. Even though Gemini, Sagittarius, and even Pisces gives them a run for their money on that particular subject, I think hands down Aquarius is still the winner. They get the trophy for the biggest commitment phobe. So you are going to need these tips. How can you get a commitment phobe, a romance phobe, if you will, to fall in love with you? Well, listen to these tips. These tips are a little bit on the deeper side. And I think it's because Aquarius has a depth to it that they reveal pretty fast and pretty quickly. And you have to seduce them by understanding their complexity. So let's dive in. I'll start with Aquarius's Aphrodisiac. You already know it. Come on. I'm going to let you guess. It's so easy. It's so obvious. Freedom. Let freedom ring. And it's not just a space thing. You have to think about it in a way bigger context. These people do not want to be trapped in any way, shape, or form. And they won't entrap you. These people need freedom to be exactly who they are. And the truth is they want that for you too. They want you to have your freedom too. But what's so hard is Aquarians have a really hard time finding somebody who really grants them their freedom not just says they'll grant them their freedom, but actually does it. So their big aphrodisiac is finding somebody who grants them just that. When you give them the freedom to be whomever they were when you found them, oh my God, this is going to melt their sugar cube. Okay, your personal sexy seduction formula is a little bit more complicated than just your sun sign. And if you are an Aquarius sun sign or a moon sign or an Aquarius rising or Aquarius on the descendant, or if you've got your Mars or Venus in the 11th house, you will be able to relate to this. But where you can find that dynamic chemistry in your chart, what turns you on and how you are really, really programmed is actually found in your Mars sign. So this video really does speak to loudly anybody who has Mars in Aquarius. Is that you? I want to know if I'm talking to somebody who actually has Mars in Aquarius and what you think about this video. And if you're a sun in Aquarius, you're going to be able to relate to a lot of the essence of this video, but we're not just doing sun sign astrology. I ran my content, my 10 seduction tips. I ran them by my Aquarius and he told me, yeah, they're really good. I mean, they're really good and it's fantastic. But where he corrected me and where he changed some of the information or wanted to was interesting because he wanted to make it just a little bit darker and a little bit more connected. And I looked and what do you know? He's got Mars in Scorpio. So of course that's how he feels, right? So, and for me, I can relate my romantic relationships. I can relate to mostly when there's chemistry to my Mars sign. Yes, my sun sign does have an essence, but my Mars sign is kind of what I'm hungry for. By the way, this is for not just the opposite sex. This is for any type of relationship in which you are trying to attract the other person. So this can be gay or straight relationships. It doesn't matter. So have an open mind with me. Sometimes I'm kind of funny and inappropriate. So forgive me. If you're an Aquarian, I already know you will. But if you're not an Aquarian, you might be offended. And I'm sorry for that. Please forgive my personality for those who are not Aquarians, because Aquarians already forgive you of your personality and of your quirks. Sexy seduction tip number 1 is create a casual relationship. These people do way, way better in relationships if you start off with just being friends or let the relationship define itself. Don't put a verbal label on it, but show up and be kind of like, let's go with the flow, or let's be friends first and see where this takes us. Or, I don't like to control the outcome, but I like you. Oh my God, they will love that. If they feel like you are you desire them and you are attracted to them, but you're willing and you want to lead with just friendship, even though you find them really sexy, like, wow, you're really sexy, but I kind of have a little rule of thumb that I like to go slow. I like to have a relationship unfold authentically. Oh my God, this is like music to their ears. They will have an out-of-body experience right then and there. And right then and there, when you say that, they're already thinking what they want to do with you tomorrow. So of course, do not call them your boyfriend or your girlfriend before they do. It's way too possessive. Oh, it just is stifling, right? Okay, so let me tell you why this is so. And by the way, this isn't a game. I really believe in being authentic, but I also think you benefit when you know how the person that you're attracted to is motivated, how they tick, what turns them on. Because if you're not an Aquarian, I promise you, this is a really different language. I mean, Aquarians live by their own rules, their own individuality, and they have their own style. So doesn't it kind of benefit you knowing? Yeah. Okay. The key here when you're talking about friends first and going slow is that they also can sense that you find them really kind of hot. sexy and attractive. I mean, they should get the vibe that, you know, you'd be with them, but you like to go kind of slow. So at the end of the night, especially if you're kind of on your first date or second date, okay, Aquarians are going to hate me for this. They're going to absolutely hate me. But what I want you to do is, especially if it's a first date, I want you to give them the biggest, most fabulous hug goodnight. And tell them that you had such a great time and that you think that they are amazing. And when you hug them, be like, you know, let them know that it felt good, right? Because I don't want them to feel rejected. But believe me, they're not even going to get their feelings hurt. I mean, they're not. So it's not like I don't want them to feel rejected because I'm afraid to hurt their feelings. No, I don't want them to feel that you have no interest. So I want them to know a little bit, just by a vibe, not verbally, just by how you hug them, but that you're strong enough to like, bye, see you. And, you know, either give a hug, you know, show that they're sexy, but you either give them a hug or a high five and you send them back home. I mean, if you're so brazen to send them home with a high five or a hug, I promise you they are going to be at home sweating it, trying to figure out what they can do with you tomorrow night to get your clothes off. And all this is so funny because this is the one sign that will not penalize you for having sex at hello. This is the one sign that you can like literally open up the door, undress them, have them in your bed. There's no penalty and there is no foul. But the point of this video is to get them to commit to you and fall in love with you and turn them on so they're obsessed with you. So they want to commit and spend their life with you. So if you want that, try not to open up the door and have sex with them right away. Send them packing at the end of the night, revealing your desire for them with a high five, a knuckles, or a really good, yummy hug. Just make sure that they know that you do, in fact, really find them fascinating and interesting, hot, sexy, whatever your words are. Now, after you're in a relationship with them, you still kind of need to treat them like a BFF, truthfully. You still need to treat them like you've got their back and that you're very loyal to them. And because, see, friendship is a turn on because they really don't like to get into your mucky muck mess, your emotional dramatics and all the sticky, gooey, icky mucky muck of your whole life and all your other relationships. If your relationship is awful with your son or your daughter or your uncle or your brother or your mother, they do not want to deal. So that's primarily one of the primary reasons why they don't want a label real fast, because then they know that they're going to be responsible for all that emotional mucky muck. Out of all of the signs, this is the sign that is the most reluctant to accept the responsibilities that go along with really deep intimacy. It's true. They don't like all the expectations and the rules and the regulations of a relationship. They don't like having to answer to another person's really inconvenient emotional needs. I'm sorry you have emotional needs right now. They are really inconvenient. Okay, right here, I'm going to invite you to comment, to share this video. Oh my gosh, please share this video with anybody involved in an Aquarian. Share this and save an Aquarian It's like save the whales. No, save an Aquarian relationship, because somebody who's involved with an Aquarian, they desperately need to understand and not misunderstand the Aquarian's need for freedom. Okay, seduction tip number 2. And these seduction tips are a little bit like the cost of entry just to even get a try, just to even get a chance. So this is your cost of entry price, okay? So tip number 2, are you ready? Let them be fascinated with other people. This means people other than you. Adopt the attitude where you feel like, wow, if they like that person, well, then I like them too. And when you do that, you show that you're not jealous. Don't be jealous. Jealousy is the kiss of death for an Aquarian, and they will live testing your jealousy meter. As a matter of fact, a lot of Aquarians will try to sleep with you subconsciously. This is subconscious, okay? Aquarians are very deep, so don't get mad at me, Aquarians. Sometimes they sleep with you just to test you to see how jealous and what a freak you're going to be in the morning. Like, oh, are they going to be a freak? Okay, I'm out of here. So don't be a freaky, jealous person. It's awful. You will send them packing so fast, and they can smell it 5 miles away. So I want to tell you something. Do not sign up. Do not answer a phone call or a text. Do not respond or reply to an Aquarian if you know they're an Aquarian, if you have jealousy issues, because I will promise you it will be bad for you. It will be so bad. They are going to test this jealousy meter for a very, very long time. So if you are kind of a jealous, possessive person and you have a hard time with your person, your partner, your friend, liking another person, right? Just liking another person. It doesn't mean that they're unfaithful, but if they find another person interesting and you know that you're jealous, just quit right now and go date a Cancer. You'll do so much better. Let me tell you a quick story. Okay, I want to tell you this quick story. So I met this Aquarian man many, many, many years ago. And we were dating for about 3 weeks. So I wasn't in deep, and I was doing such a good job to be a cool cat, right? And I don't have jealousy issues. So, anybody who knows me knows that I am a real free spirit that way. And I love people. And I really am not a jealous person, men and women. Like, I want everybody. And that's why I'm doing these videos, to find their highest potential, their best self, be their best self. I'm confident in what I have and who I am. And so I don't run on high jealousy, but I got really triggered by this Aquarian. So he invited me over to his house, and he had to leave earlier. And so I left a little bit later than him, and I saw that there was a card on the kitchen counter, and it was really a cute card. So I picked it up and I read it because I was doing something with the sink, and it was right there. I was not snooping. This was out on the counter, okay? Which is the point of the story. And I pick it up, and this card goes on and on about what a great guy he is, and thank you for helping me, and how wonderful he is, and they've had so many good times together, and on and on and on about the greatness of this man that I'm dating. And I ask him later, like, who's that? What was that card about? What is so interesting is he said, oh my gosh, that was an old birthday card. And I said, well, how old? He goes, well, that was from like a year ago. And I'm like, well, why is it on your counter? I'm thinking she must really mean something to him. And he says to me flatly, literally, I don't know. It was a nice card. It said a lot of nice things. I liked it. And I was like, oh, mind you, I knew I was not built for this. I just wasn't. And before I had asked him the question, I already knew that. And I just had said to myself, this isn't going to be the relationship for me, because my jealousy meter happened, right? And when I found out that it was his ex-girlfriend, and he just had it up there because it was a nice card and it was something nice said about him, I really thought later, that's beautiful. I just personally felt alienated by it, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to deal. So I'm out of there. I'm going to tell you a secret right here, okay? Aquariuses, come here, I have to tell it to you. Aquariuses are interested in everyone. At least anyone who is interesting, they are. So they're particularly impressed by people who are really, really smart. They love smart, bright people. They also really like people who are courageous enough to push through convention to seek higher truths. I mean, these people are going to share their granola with a stranger on the subway if they think the person is interesting, and it's because they love meeting people from all walks of life and exploring other people's perspectives and the world. And if you don't hinder that, you'll be in. And it is harder for some types like Scorpios or Cancers or Leos or Tauruses. They're gonna struggle the most with this Mars or Sun sign in Aquarius. Just remember, just because they find other people interesting, this does not mean they will be unfaithful to you. Come from the premise that whomever they find interesting, you too will find interesting as well. Don't try to eliminate or limit their friendships. They won't like that. It's not going to work. All you need to do is make them want to give you their time more than they want to give them their time. How do you like all my Halloween decorations? It's getting dark outside. My little daughter decorated my whole house. So we've got a lot going on here. Anyways, I don't normally have skeletons up, but it's Halloween tomorrow. So we are ready for our trick-or-treaters. This leads me to seduction tip number 3. Are you ready? Be surprising and shocking. Don't be typical. Be different from all the rest. You know, whatever typical means to them, whatever their social circle looks like in the world, be different. They absolutely love super unique, totally different, very fascinating, somewhat shocking people. You know, you could literally kill an Aquarius by being boring. I am not joking. I mean, they would seriously rather die alone in the wilderness or in an igloo, freezing away in some Arctic faraway hinterland than sit through a dinner with an unbearably boring person. They would rather die. And I'm not kidding, just shoot me. Seriously, that's how they feel. So don't be boring. Have fascinating ideas and concepts to share. And they love when you show up as somebody who is globally aware, somebody who has a thought process bigger than themselves. They hate superficial. Oh my God, kill them if you're going to talk to them about how you went shopping at Nordstrom's or Saks, Fifth Avenue. Oh my God, these people just would die. So create conversation where you can surprise them. Create conversation where what they love is being able to give you their fabulously evolved opinion about life, about humanity, about global issues. They love that. So tee up the conversation where you can blow their mind. You heard me. And where they can absolutely blow your mind, where you collaborate together on some juicy fruit idea that is so brilliant, so unique, so crazy different, and so out there that it makes you bond in the most unusual, shocking, surprising, collaborative topic or value. Create experiences and conversations that are not typical, that are a little out there and has a little shock value in it. An Aquarian will fall madly in love with you if you give them the adrenaline rush that comes from being surprised, that comes from you being a little unpredictable. If you can make an Aquarius a little bit nervous, like, ooh, is she going to show up or not? That's perfect. I know Aquarians don't like to hear that, but they don't like it too predictable. I mean, confess to me, Aquarians. Is it true? Leave me a comment in the notes below. I know you're mad at me. You don't want people to know that, but come on. I know it's true. Confess to me. Okay, also, if you want to know where your partner's Mars sign is and where yours is and how those two Mars signs work together, order my love and relationships report. It is long and so fabulous. You won't find this on the market. It's absolutely wonderful. You can go in the notes section and look at all the different reports that I do. I have a lot of them and they are amazing, amazing. I didn't write it, but I absolutely love and adore this writer for my love and relationships report. You will love it. Trust me. Okay, seduction tip number 4, cook for them. Really, I should say, don't make them cook. Most, but not all Aquarians really don't like cooking unless they have Cancer, Virgo, or Taurus in their chart. They don't even have a desire to learn how to cook. They just literally cook to put food in their stomachs. That's it. That's why they cook, just to get the food into the stomach. That's it. I'm not joking. If you're an Aquarian and you like to cook, would you please tell me? Please tell me. But also tell me if you've got Virgo, Cancer or Taurus in your chart, because you must. Or if you've got your sun in one of those houses. Now, trust me, this is one of the single nicest things you can do for your Aquarian is cook for them. And if you cook thoughtfully for them, they'll be like, you do not have to go to all that trouble. But I'm telling you, it is the single best way that you can say, I love you, I like you, I want you. The reason why it's so good is because you don't overwhelm them when you cook for them, because it's something they don't really like doing, because it takes a lot of hard work, time, energy. Oh, I mean, they just do not have the desire to do it. So when you do that for them, oh my God, you will melt them, melt them. Also, I have to say, if you don't cook, they are so not offended by takeout. This is not a Leo. This is not a Leo sign, right? This is actually the opposite of Leo. So they're not going to be offended if you just go get takeout. You know why? Because when they cook for you, that's what they're going to do for you. So I'm telling you, takeout is perfect, and I mean perfect. This is such a surefire way to win your Aquarian, and I promise you, if you cook for them over at your house or their house, it will end up being a really hot night. It will. It just will. So I will say that I have a wonderful best friend who's an Aquarian, and she does actually cook for me, but listen to this. She's so funny. And I'm a really good cook too, but I let her cook for me because she teaches me about food and how it's evolved and the evolution of raw foods and the health benefits. And she makes me tonics for the morning and tinctures for bed and teas that will remedy my aches and pains. And I mean, she just has expanded my consciousness around food and what it can do for me. And she is so amazing. Everything's organic, nothing's GMO, right? She's amazing. And she has actually helped me elevate my food game. She's amazing. But I will tell you, she has a Pisces moon. So that's the caretaker and that's the healer. I got chills. And she's Virgo rising. Yeah, so that's why. So please tell me if you're an Aquarius and you cook. I just got to know if you're an Aquarian and you cook and you have no Virgo, no Cancer, no Taurus in your chart. Tell me. Leave me a comment below. Okay, tip number 5. Let's move on. This one's easy. This one's predictable. Do not be the first person to ask for exclusivity. No. Your Aquarian has to go first. Don't be too enthusiastic about your Aquarian. Be interested with a cool attitude. I want you to be a cool cat. So here's how you do it. You're going to match their enthusiasm or be just a little bit underneath, but not more. Don't be emotionally dramatic or too enthusiastic about them. Don't lose your cool. Aquarians are kind of cool. They're detached, cool, and aloof, and they like it that way for a reason. They don't get really that flustered. They don't show their emotions right away. They're pretty tightly buttoned up that way, and they like it that way. They absolutely are repulsed. I mean, they will vomit all over your shoes if you are too much, too emotional, too effusive, too excited, too in their fate, too needy. If you chase them, over. It's over. Now, they will be up for a one-night stand, though. They will. They'll take you to bed, like I said, very quickly. You could end up in their bed fast, but they don't want that emotional piece to connect the two of you too quickly. Sex is a different thing for an Aquarius. You do not have to be in love in order to have sex if you're an Aquarian. And some signs really do need that. Some signs really need that love bond to be able to open up sexually. Aquarius, no, those are two different train tracks, two different facets. If I'm an Aquarian, I could have sex with you for 6 years and still not want to merge my whole life with you. Can you believe that? Try doing that to a Cancer. Try doing that with a Pisces. Yeah, really different, right? I'll tell you another secret though. Aquarians are strong. Aquarians, if they like you, they are so blunt and so to the point, they will ask you out immediately. If they think you're hot, they'll tell you. If they want to have sex with you, they'll tell you that too. Like, hey, you want to go to my place? Seriously, with very little romance. They don't feel like they should have to try real hard to make the ask. I know, it's shell-shocking. It's just shell-shocking, isn't it? Oh, I love you, Aquarians. I really do. Okay, so if you are an Aquarian sun sign or if you have Mars in Aquarius, I really want you to leave me a comment below because there's really two kinds of Aquarians. There's the Saturnian Aquarian and then there's the Uranian Aquarian. And I am mostly speaking about the Uranian Aquarian. That's sort of the one that is the lightning bolt and a little bit of a rebel and wild. And the Saturnian one has a little bit more of a discipline and more old-fashioned beliefs. I will tell you my thought on this. I do think people that are born before 1965 are a little bit more Saturnian, and people born 66 and later are a little bit more Uranian. The Gen X culture is Aquarius. It's totally Aquarius. So I want to know if you feel that you're more of a Saturnian, Saturn-ruled Aquarius, or a Uranian, Uranus-ruled Aquarius. This video is mostly for my Uranian Aquarians. And I say that because Gen X is Uranian Aquarius. And that's like late 1965, maybe late 1966, actually, until you get to the millennials. And people born before 66 that are Aquariuses, I find that they're a little bit more Saturnian because they're co-rulers. Saturn and Uranus both rule Aquarius. And so you are a blend of both of those rulers, but one is usually more dominant than the other. And this video really is geared towards the Uranian Aquarians. So if you are an Aquarian, leave me a comment and let me know what year were you born, and do you feel like your primary ruler is more Saturn or more Uranus, or maybe you don't know. Okay, tip number 6. And again, I want to stress, this is not a game. If you can do this authentically, you can really, really win your Aquarian. Be open-minded, be unconventional and kinky, and try some crazier things. And this is not only in life, but in the bedroom too. This is a sign that's not just willing to step outside of the box. This is a sign that likes living outside of the box. They like being rebellious and trying new things to varying degrees based on other things in their chart, of course. But if you meet a Mars and Aquarius person, they're pretty open-minded. They're going to want to try new things. Don't be limited and predictable, steak and potatoes, vanilla. No. Boring, right? They will love it when you show them new things. They will love, 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 love it. They will love the fact that you take them to places that they have never been before. Oh my God. Be adventurous, be daring, try new things with them. Take them to, I don't know, it depends where your comfort zone is, right? Like I realize I'm speaking to the world here, but take them to Lover's Package and pick out some toys or some special essential oils to heighten your experience in the bedroom. They're usually really good sports and they'll pretty much try anything you suggest. They do like collaboration. Let me tell you, this sign believes in equality. They like to collaborate and they like there to be an equality in the relationship or in the connection, I should say. So trust me, these people are open for business. So express yourself. Don't be afraid. Take your chances with your Aquarian because they're going to make you feel so good about the naughty little fetishes that you have in your mind that you want to come to life. This is the person to try them with because they will never make you feel too naughty or too kinked out or too weird. They won't. They'll love your eccentricities, especially if you love them. And here's the other thing. You can put the theatrics on, but only in the bedroom. Sexually, they love the theatrics. Don't do it though in your day-to-day or in your relationships or in your conversation with them about who are we, what's our label. No, but you can do big theatrics in the bedroom. That's the one place they can handle it. So bring your friends, bring your toys, bring your oils, pick out whatever you want. Just let it roll. They don't mind. And if they haven't tried it yet, they probably would like to try it with you if they like you. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you right now, at the end of this video, I want you to go watch it's one of my most popular videos. It's called The Madness and Genius of Aquarius Rising. Go watch that if you haven't already. And also go watch my Everything Aquarius video, because that talks a little bit more about the soul rather than the how to seduce, attract, and create chemistry. And you'll love it. It'll give you a way bigger perspective and a deeper perspective about Aquarius. Also, don't forget to watch in this series whatever sign your Mars sign is, okay? So watch the sun sign, right, in this series and the Mars sign, and that is going to be your sexy seduction formula. That's how to win you. And leave me a comment and let me know if you could relate sexually to the sun sign in this series or not. I want to know. I love your feedback. Everybody learns when you leave a little feedback, so I really encourage it. Okay, tip number 7, be accepting of them. Be okay with all of their quirks. These people have a PhD in quirkiness. Yes, they do. And they know it. They're not going to do most things in typical fashion. And they have kind of a method to their madness. And oftentimes it's just ingenious. Be okay with it. Be accepting of it. And it might not synchronize with you and even your timeline or your life. And their method might be, and probably is, really, really different than your method. But when you're okay with their quirky method, they feel so bonded to you. They don't want to leave you, because most people, or a lot of people in their life, have really made them feel bad about that. Oftentimes they can produce just the most amazing results by being different, by having a unique method. And when you accept that weird, twisted, quirky, different path that they take, they feel bonded. They feel like they want to bond with you. They want to mate with you. They want to have sex with you because you totally accept them. One of the nicest things you can do for them is let them know you like them exactly the way they are. You don't need to redress them. You don't need to redo them. You don't need to remake them. You like them. I might not use the love word, but I would say, I like you just the way you are. Don't go changing. You're amazing. You're so fun. You will be their safe harbor that way. That's really, really sweet. On a side note, if you're loved by a healthy Aquarius, now remember, there's a continuum. There's unhealthy to healthy, and no sign discriminates against healthy and unhealthy. Every sign has an unhealthy version to it and a healthy version. So if you are involved with a really healthy Aquarius, you are going to feel so fortunate and so blessed. You're going to feel like you can be you. You're going to feel like you don't have to apologize for your messes, your eccentricities, your own quirks. They don't make you apologize for your personality. They make you feel accepted, and they don't care that you're not perfect. They're going to give you the space that you need, and maybe even a little bit more than what you need, but it's going to be refreshing. Can you relate? Is your Aquarian like that? Do they just let you be you? It's exciting, isn't it? Makes you feel so good. Tip number 8. I kind of alluded to this a little bit prior, but Aquarians believe in equality. And it does help if you bring your own money to the table. It does. But if you can't, be resourceful. Be a value add to their life. They need that so much. They love it when you are independent and self-sufficient. They absolutely love it. And you probably won't even make it to a second date if you're too dependent too quickly or too fast. So bring your own money to the first and second date for sure. And the third date. I mean, they believe in equality. So if you aren't independent and self-sufficient in some way, they're going to say bye-bye. They won't even say bye. They just won't call. It's also so sexually seductive if they see that you're not stuck in gender roles, or you're not stuck inside of old-fashioned male-female stereotypes. They are so much more evolved than that. So Be the sexual initiator some of the time, like 50% of the time. I know that sounds like, ooh, crazy. That's a lot, right? But if you're not the Aquarian, initiate 50% of the time. Okay, maybe 40% of the time if you're female and you just have a hard time with that. But see, they're beyond that. Don't set up a dominant and submissive dynamic that only goes one way, okay? So switch it up. So one night be more dominant and the next night be more submissive, and let the roles play like that. Be the yin and the yang at times. Mix it up. And I think even male Aquarians are feminists. I really do. Every male Aquarian I know and I've ever met really truly believe that women are truly and genuinely equal to men. And that's just gender. You know, Aquarians believe that all people, all races, all sizes, all shapes have equal merit, and they are egalitarians. They believe in a utopia where everybody has rights. So do not let them dominate every night. Change it up. Okay, tip number 9. This is one of their favorite things to do in the entire world. It is great conversation. Be a great conversationalist with big ideas and vast perspectives. Talk and communicate about fascinating things of all sorts. And they love talking about sex. They love it. They are advanced thinkers and they are not afraid to talk about anything. Oh God, they love this. I am not kidding. This is so important. This is critical. It's why it's tip number 9. Okay, if you're an innovative thinker and you can communicate easily and you're a good listener as well, that's part of communication. You should have your pulse on any aspect that is future oriented and share this inside great conversation. Talk about the advancement of anything, technology, sex, what the future world looks like, what it's going to feel like, how you think it's going to develop. Just don't talk about your future with them. Talk about the future of the earth. Talk about what it will be like living here. Do you think we're going to have habitat on Mars or the moon? Would you ever go to the moon? I mean, future anything. They love this. As you're talking about these ideas, they are seriously going to fall in love with you. And they are going to be thinking about, how can I spend tomorrow and the next day and the next day with this person? Okay, they might take the next day off, but they will be thinking to themselves, oh, I just can't get enough. And that is such a rare moment for an Aquarian. When they feel that, they will commit. When these people are committed, they are usually, most of them, if they're fascinated, if they're interested, and if you are not steak and potatoes, vanilla boring, they are devoted and they are loyal because they know how hard it is to find an advanced human on the planet that doesn't want to control them or change them. They're fearful that there may never be another person on the planet that would be so perfectly suited for them. So trust me, they can commit. It just takes a lot. They are very, very discerning. Okay, they love communication and conversation so much that you can also have a conversation with them while you're in bed with them. They love that. They love when you articulate big or little fantasies and fetishes, what you want them to do to you, what you want to do to them, what next time is going to look like, right? They love the future. You know, they're not shy. They can talk about anything. Their erogenous zone is this thing between the ears, right here, their mind. So whisper in their ear a very vivid and colorful fantasy for them. They will go wild, especially if that's surprising from you, right? They love surprises. So if you're not normally like that, and then you do that, they will be shocked. And that will make them feel like, wow. When you open up to them that way, just trust me, it'll work. Don't forget to share, like, and comment, and subscribe to my YouTube station, please. If you've made it this far, fantastic. I hope you'll become a subscriber because I'm trying. Help me reach my goal to 10,000 subscribers by January 1st. I'm almost there. Tip number 10. This is the single most important thing you can do to seduce your Aquarian and to make them truly fall madly, passionately in love with you and never, ever want to leave you. Be authentic. This sign, more than any other sign, is going to not only love your authenticity, but they are going to celebrate it. Your real self, your gritty, raw, unconventional, messy, misfit, underdog self is so sexy for an Aquarian. Whatever you do, do not do that seduction tip with Libra or Leo. This is only for Aquariuses, I promise. Show an Aquarius the injustice that was done unto you in this lifetime, not in a pathetic way, just sort of reveal it to them. They will wrap their arms around you and melt into you. You know, they're cool, they're detached, they're brilliant, they're intellectual, they love to talk, they are deeply compassionate people. They just don't show up that way. So this is how you can unzip their heart. You can truly be yourself as long as you're not too needy. They cannot even pretend to be something that they're not. They can't even do it. It's like, it's not even possible. They can't be fake or pretend. If they are being fake or pretending, I guarantee you they're about to leave you because they can't operate that way. They don't like wearing a mask and they don't want somebody who can. So they'll appreciate your no makeup, roll out of bed. Heck, you don't even have to take a shower for these people, okay? They don't care. They are so unpretentious. You being you and you loving being you is what makes them love you too. I hope you got that. It makes them feel closer to you because they know you're real. They see your genuineness. They love the sincerity of it, especially if it's unflattering. There's something in that warms them. When you're not pretending to be stronger than you really are, or you're not pretending to be more courageous than you really are. When you show a little bit of the truth around your vulnerability, I think it's because it creates friendship and it creates a trust. And I'm telling you, it might sound deep for a Sexy Seduction series, but Aquarius is really, really deep. So I hope you liked this video and that you got something great out of it. I hope that you're finding all the passion and the love that you deserve. And please share this video with any Aquarian that needs a little saving and needs more understanding. And tell me your Aquarius's quirks. I want to know. Stay tuned for my next video. Remember, Sundays at 9:30 with Soul Navigation. Can't wait for my next video. It's going to be really good. It's the opposite of this video. Anybody know what that's going to be? Guess. Take care. From my house to yours. Bye for now.